how to lose money in crypto DeFi and stay happy. That's the million-dollar question for the old crypto investors. Now, anybody who were involved in DeFi, guys, you probably know about what happened with Terra Luna and the UST collapse, and what happened with all the other DeFi protocols that went 99% down and collapsed, and many people lost a lot of money on that. But there are always some crypto DeFi people who make it big, or at least are not losing that much. So this video, guys, we're gonna discuss, and we're gonna go about some previous videos we've done here and learn how can we lose money in DeFi but still stay happy. So guys, welcome once again into AR7 channel. Today we're gonna discuss the block token of the Blockasset team on the Solana DeFi ecosystem. And so guys, today I'm gonna show you the last video that I've done here 2 months ago about yield farming tutorial on Solana DeFi. So what I did, I just had $100 that I bought $50 of USDC and $50 worth of block, and just paired them into liquidity and started farming, and just show the step-by-step way how to do it in this video here. And as you can see, so in the video, at the time of the video, the price of one block was 13.3 cents. That's when I bought it here, okay? To provide liquidity, 50-50. I bought this here for 13.3 cents. And guys, now after all of the crazy more dumps that we've had with Bitcoin, Block had dumped as well, almost 50% down, okay? Block had fallen since I bought it here, guys, in June 2nd. We're down 48% on Block, okay, from 13.3 cents to 6.9 cents. And later today I'm gonna also explain why Block actually is down so much, relatively more than other tokens. There is an explanation to that, so anybody who's interested to know what happened with Block, stay until the end of the video. But right now, guys, so as we've said, I was supposed to lose here 48% on my Block, right? But I lost much less in DeFi. So how did that happen? So guys, if we head into my wallet here, where I had $100 worth of Block, you can see that the value of my liquidity that I've provided is down from $100 to $72, okay? It was supposed to be $52, right? But I have $72 instead of $100. How? That's thanks to impermanent loss. But like, impermanent loss may sound like frightening and as a negative word, you know what I mean, like a loss, impermanent or whatever. But actually, when the price is going down and you're pairing it with a stable coin, this is actually a good thing for you, okay? So at the time I knew that, you know, things are still super bearish in crypto and price can be heading further down, and I made another video about yield farming versus staking and what could be better before, which I will link in the description below. And over there we discussed just what strategy is better. So because now is a bear market and we can just farm more of our favorite tokens, so Block is a coin that I'm bullish on, and they're gonna have soon really crazy bullish news. So I think they have a good long-term potential. And so basically I wanted to farm a little bit of Block here, as we said. And so the good thing is that when you're yield farming, normally your APR is much higher than your staking, okay? So what happened here is I lost, as I said, from $100 worth of the Block plus USDC that I have now $72 instead of 52, plus another $12 of rewards that I didn't harvest yet. And overall, I'm supposed to have here right now, and I mean, I have here $84.5. So like, I'm actually only 15% down on the value of the liquidity that I've provided here, instead of the 48% that I would have had if I just bought Block and didn't stake or didn't yield farmed at all. Or even if I staked, I would still would have had much less USD value right now. And the good thing is that obviously it's not like kind of my main position in Block, but just in theory, let's say it was my main position. Like, one of the things that I could do, I could simply wait for Block to be back to 13 cents, or even right now, maybe if I think that the price right now is really amazing, I can actually like remove my liquidity, sell my USDC, the equivalent amount of USDC that I have, to Block, and then I'm gonna have actually much more Block than I could have had initially when I just did the first trade in the first video here in June 3rd. So basically, yeah, that's how you stay happy with DeFi crypto, even if you lose money, because like, if you believe in the project long term, and if you still know that eventually it's gonna be much higher than when you bought it, that's how you can defend your downside. So you know what I mean? Like even if you were wrong, you know, let's say you want to exit the position now, you're gonna be only 15% down, right? Instead of 48% down. You know, so you from the market, you have the knowledge, you know, the market gives you the knowledge. Okay, the price is 48% down, but because you protected yourself thanks to DeFi on Solana, you're actually only 15% down if you kind of did the exact same thing that I've done here from June 3rd until today. So yeah, that's a pretty awesome way how to protect yourself in a downside with crypto DeFi. And again, I'm like staying happy because I believe in this project long term, and I think that the value eventually is going to be much higher. And again, I'm going to be able to, like, you know, I'm not going to do this with these funds here, but like in general, I can, as I said, sell my USDC to Block when I think we have bottomed or close to the bottom, and then I can have so much more Block than I could have had before. Or I can just yield farm it. I think the best strategy, if you've done something similar, non-financial advice, with Block or some other tokens, is simply I'm gonna wait until I'm back to 13 cents, and then I'm gonna convert everything to Block. But again, the good thing is that I'm gonna have all of these extra Block rewards that I wouldn't have had otherwise, you know, because like the APR is 134% when the staking is approximately 30%. That's the same with other cryptocurrencies in the world of DeFi. Normally, you know, the DeFi rewards for liquidity providing are approximately 5x, 4, 6x, sometimes even more than staking. So that's why it's a fantastic strategy, guys. And yeah, you can definitely execute it on many other cryptos, not only Block. But with Block, as you can see, it worked fantastically well. And again, if you believe in the project long term, that's the way how you can accumulate even more Block or even more other cryptos than, you know, the other people who have the same crypto. So yeah, guys, so that was the section about the how to lose money in DeFi and stay happy. Now, the other thing that I wanted to return to, guys, is anyone who is a Block investor and watching this video now, this is a really important section for you right now, because this is more specifically about Block, okay? So I just want to go a little bit into the detail of what really happened with Block, okay? So if you guys remember, we've had this other video that I've made about the Blockasset crypto whale watching. That video was done in late May, okay, of 2022. And if you guys remember, so basically this whale has sold on Raydium 1 million Block tokens, okay? And then check this out, this is their wallet, okay? After that, a month ago, in June 23rd, they removed the liquidity. So what you can see here, like the green, okay? The green is removing the liquidity and receiving the USDC that they have and the Blockasset, that the tokens that they have. And then the this 73k is, I think, just a harvest, okay? So like if I remove my liquidity here right now, what will happen is I will receive the $72 worth of USDC plus Block, and then the reward will be like in a separate transaction. So that's what happened here, okay? So that was like yield farming reward of theirs, and that was their collateral here, the USDC and the Block, okay? And then as you can see, they just transferred it out. And where did they transfer it out? They transferred it out to Gate.io exchange, okay? These funds, and this is like almost 1 million Block tokens. And as you can see, this has happened here in June 23rd. And why is that important? Now, again, I'm not gonna repeat everything that we discussed in this video. I'm just gonna link it also in the description if you haven't watched the Blockasset crypto whale watching video before. But just overall, this I'm just going over the wallet of this whale that was a private investor in Blockasset ecosystem. And basically, what I've learned in the last video, okay, that we discussed, is that every time, let's see Bitcoin, okay, Bitcoin is the important one. What happens in crypto in general, because that's like a VC entity. This selling that they were doing, this whale is like a VC type of investor. So check this out, guys. So when did they add the liquidity and started yield farming and dumping Block? They started it here in January 31st. Why is that important? Is just see what happened in Bitcoin and in crypto by that time. You know, like Bitcoin simply was cut in half in price, and you know what I mean, they, like many other crypto people, they had crazy losses here, first in December and then in January even more. So that's why I'm assuming that's why in January 31st they were thinking, okay, like let's do everything we can to kind of dump Block and do anything we can to yield farm Block as much as possible here. And this is what they did. So they added the liquidity, and if you guys remember the video, is here, you see they added the liquidity over here in January 31st when the price was back at 37 cents or so. Okay, and just as at the moment when they only added it, all of that has happened. You know, this big collapse started after they started yield farming and dumping just everything they have. So the point again about this crypto whale is that this is where they started the operation. Okay, if you will watch the video, it has very detailed stuff on how over here they were almost not selling. It's not only because Block was going up, but obviously it's part of that, but it just also because actually Bitcoin and crypto in general was a little bit more, like, not exactly bullish, but you know, it was a dead cat bounce. Like many people had some hopes here, including myself, like, you know, there was a possibility that the bull run was actually continuing here in April, but it was a fake out, and then like all of that collapsed completely. But bottom line is that crypto was relatively doing okay over here, and they were not selling over here, okay? But when did they come back selling a lot? They came back selling some here, but over here they started selling a lot, because this, the May 2022 was the Luna collapse, and that's when they started just selling aggressively. And of course you can see it happened on Block. You see this is like early May, and the Luna collapse was approximately here. So again, as you can see, again they affected the price in a huge way and dumped the price. And now we're coming to June 23rd. Okay, so this is the transaction here. Okay, that was on June 23rd. And why June 23rd is important? Because of two reasons, guys. First, the other big collapse of Bitcoin happened here. Like the last bottom for Bitcoin, it could be the whole cycle bottom, but it also could be a local bottom, we still don't know yet. But anyway, the last bottom was June 18th, okay? Very close to June 23rd. So over here, probably they had again a lot of losses, because maybe there are similar stupid VC type of stuff like Three Arrows Capital, or, you know, Celsius was also doing really horrible stuff. So maybe they're similar. Maybe they're one of these VCs that are like really don't care about the projects. I mean, definitely their actions show that. So maybe there are these VCs that don't care about the project and just try to dump and don't really try to, you know, help really the project. So anyway, bottom line is this was June 18th, okay, when Bitcoin had bottomed, and there were crazy losses in crypto. And then there was another little thing. Let's remove this for a second. So you see this big spike. This has happened on Gate.io. Okay, so what it just means is that someone had a really large buy here only one day before June 23rd, okay, on June 22nd. So what I'm thinking is June 18th, as we said, was the big Bitcoin bottom, and even more bearish sentiment, you know, and everybody is trying to sell. So they probably again got really kind of upset with what's happening with crypto, and then they probably saw this big spike in on Gate.io. And one day after they saw the spike, they transferred the funds to Gate.io. And now, because this time the dump is not as crazy, but like, again, I don't want this video to be too long, but just basically, I watch on-chain a lot, and because I like Blockasset project, I also watch what's happening with Blockasset on-chain. And just briefly, what happens with Blockasset on-chain is that in the past, Raydium was kind of the main place where most of the activity was happening, and any upwards or downwards movements were originating mainly from Raydium. But in the month of July, it was the opposite. In the month of July, Gate.io was kind of running the show, in the sense of most of the volume was happening there, and as you can see, most of the volume is to the downside. And they transferred the funds on June 23rd. So that's why it's pretty, you know what I mean? Like, because like it's not on chain, we only know that the block tokens are on Gate.io exchange, so we can't know for 100% that they were selling. But again, like it's super duper likely, like because they were the main. First of all, this is like just another thing for you guys to understand. This is the single wallet that has sold much more block than any other wallet any other block wallet. Okay, so and this was actually the #1 largest whale. Okay, in the previous video I did a mistake because the largest wallet that I thought was a whale, it was actually a wormhole wallet, but bottom line, it wasn't really an entity who's, you know, holding block and wants to do something with it. It was a smart contract. So but this whale that we're discussing right now, this whale was actually the largest block whale in the ecosystem. Now it's probably not anymore because they are selling, but they were for all of this time, and that's why they could affect this price so much. So what I'm trying to really sum up this section here is that in July, most of the sell pressure was coming from Gate.io, and then I was seeing on Raydium arbitraging wallets coming from Gate.io, like buying relatively cheaper at Gate.io and then selling on Raydium. Buying cheaper on Raydium, selling on Gate.io, selling on Raydium. And that's how the price on Raydium was going down. But it was originating in Gate.io. And prior to July, it was the opposite. It was the other way around, okay? The arbitraging wallets were buying like cheaper or selling high, or selling higher at Raydium, but then they were transferring to Gate.io, and basically Gate.io's price was following what was happening on Raydium and not the other way around. So that's why, once again, guys, it's like 95% certainty plus that this entity, this VC entity was basically the dumpers, okay? And they were the detrimental factor for Block over here. So that's how Block was obliterated in price. But guys, the good thing is that, you know, at some point they will not have this selling pressure anymore. And that's why I think, again, I don't know where Block bottom is gonna be, but basically people who are following the Blockasset, they know that soon there's gonna be a new NFT drop for Alexander Usyk, who's the world heavyweight champion of the world in boxing, and that's gonna be a huge NFT mint. And by the way, all of the profits are gonna go actually to Usyk Foundation to support Alexander Usyk's foundation to help people in Ukraine who are people who became homeless because of the war, or people who are starving because of the war. So it's gonna be a super duper important NFT mint, not even related to crypto or Solana or money or anything. So I'm really waiting for that. Not really strong, not really only related to Block token, but you know what I mean? It's still gonna create some hype, right? Because like many more people are gonna remember about Block again, just like they remembered in April, thanks to the Smash Bros series. So what's gonna happen is this whale is probably gonna, at some point, is gonna be running out of dry powder, okay? And then, like, this is most of the sell pressure, guys. Like, of course we have some people who are staking and selling, who are yield farming and selling, but guys, I watch on-chain, it's not nearly as much as this dumping whale. Like, you know what I mean? Like, once this dumping whale is out, they are very welcome to be out and miss out on Block getting to $1 or more in the future. And that's where I think there could be a really good opportunity for a possible bottom for Block, especially if Bitcoin had already bottomed, or if Bitcoin had not already bottomed, but let's say if the next Bitcoin's bottom is not going to be like tremendously lower than the current one. Okay, so hopefully all of that, guys, makes sense. Like, I didn't want the video to be too long, but I really wanted for, like, I have a large portion here of Blockasset community members who watch my videos here, so it was really important for me to share this on-chain analytics that I know, and to share again about this whale. So again, the good stuff is that this whale is gonna be out completely sometime soon, and I think they're already midway through out, or I don't know exactly when, but we will recognize when the sell pressure on Gate.io is finally over, and that's how we will know that we can finally create the bottom for Block. Yeah, guys, so that portion of the video is, guys, for you, for anyone who is into Blockasset right now or wants to learn about Blockasset. And yeah, guys, thank you very much again for watching the video here. That was a pleasure once again, making another really interesting video about what's happening on Blockasset. And of course, the first portion of my video is how to lose money in DeFi but still remain happy. Especially if you know what I mean, like if you believe in the project that you're yield farming long term, right? I mean, if you don't believe, then obviously it's not fun having $15 less. But if I believe, and I think there are good chances the price is gonna get higher, of course I'm gonna be super happy once I'm gonna be break even or even more. Like when we're back to 13 cents, this you know, this kind of wallet that I have here with the small relative funds, is gonna do much better than many other wallets, because I defended the downside and yield farmed. So again, that's really fantastic strategy for anyone who wants to learn about yield farming. It's not financial advice, but it's good education for anybody who's interested out there. So I appreciate everybody once again who watched this video. Thank you guys once again, and I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Cheers.